Alright, what's up, you guys?
No, I'm not ready. You too.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. It's your girl, the Traveling Southern Belle, and I am here with my very close friend and spiritual sister, the Aqua Church Girl. Okay, if you're not already subscribed on all of your podcasts, okay, Apple, Spotify, what else you streaming on, baby girl?
Google Podcasts.
Google Podcasts, the Awkward Church Girl, okay? All her stuff is raw and uncut and real. Alright? We are here having a creative session or whatever. However,
I haven't gotten anything done with these mimosas.
what number of mimosa we're on, okay?
And try to prevent myself from getting penis pictures.
I encourage sexting during the quarantine, okay?
Let's put some of that going on, okay?
Listen,
Hey y'all, I'm sorry.
if they didn't have family in town,
I don't have a bed. So I'm trying to hold on for the hold on.
child, it's okay, because batteries work just as good.
I can't use those. Those don't work for me.
Oh, well then, you know what I'm saying? You
I
gotta
got one.
explore
I threw it away.
You gotta explore your own universe.
I know my universe very well.
Or is it universe? Did I say it right or wrong?
Yoni, uni, whatever it is, I know her. Well.
Right. So listen, these are the raw conversations that we have.
Good. And when she leaves, me and myself are going to know each other better. I get to know myself every day.
Okay, well, cause that ain't that a part of the Sacred Woman book
I
anyway?
don't know, but
It's in the book though.
I ain't get that far. But I guess I just got a head start on the word.
You know, you gotta know yourself before you allow somebody else to explore your universe.
You're right.
Okay.
I know her very well.
Alright, so so during our creative sessions, we normally discuss and journal and stuff like that on just everything that comes to mind in heart, spirit, body, all of that. We always have open dialogue. That's who we are. That's what we do. She's supposed to be writing another book. Actually, she's going to do a journal. Okay. And if you haven't already, she has a book out called The Art of Transparency by Kiva B. Okay. So y'all should be able to buy that on. Ain't it on Amazon or whatever. Barcelona? Amazon. Okay. Amazon. The Art of Transparency. Her next published work will be coming out very soon if she get to work. And
if I can stop drinking mimosas, it'll come out sooner than later.
No, that what helps with inspiration. You too busy refilling your cup. She has ADD also.
I really do.
Okay.
Because I'm like, you know how many sentences I wrote in the past like 3 hours? 2. There are 2 good sentences. Something is better than nothing.
You're right. And I feel like it's my fault. Because if I wouldn't have came over here.
I wouldn't have opened my champagne. But I probably would have been
But
bored
we've
as
been
shit.
planning this though.
Yeah, you're right.
See? Okay, and while she been over there typing the same 2 sentences.
For the past 3 hours. 2 sentences on my laptop. We're not going to talk about the sentences in my phone.
How many sentences you got on your phone?
The sexy sentences or poem?
Girl! You know what?
I'm just kidding.
You
guys.
should do
I'm not doing it.
something about sex and then your
I was thinking about being a Zane.
and about toxicity.
Like toxic dick?
Yes.
Because that shit's real.
Yes. Yes. It happens, girl. But hold that thought. So while she been over there sexting,
I really wasn't sexting today.
entertaining toxic conversations.
Okay, toxic dick. Sorry, conversations.
I've been over here just,
She's been working.
I have.
Am I distracted self?
So I've been, doing some wrapping, copper jewelry. I wanted some more lock jewelry, so this is what I've been doing. I have some citrine.
That's what it is.
This is citrine.
That's the one that I snuck under my mama's bed.
She needed, huh?
Probably.
Honey calcite or whatever. This is gonna be for a necklace, not my hair. I have an amethyst or whatever. And this is quartz with black tourmaline. So I need all the intuition, guidance, and protection at the same time. Okay. This is just a plain one that I did. I don't know if y'all can see that. And then the one I already did right here. Okay, I'm
Pull
feeling
it out
myself.
so they can see it. They can't see that phone.
I don't even know why I was trying to do that one hand, knowing doggone well I was gonna pull my hair out. But yeah, it's a big triangle one. No stone, but Whew. And
Y'all buy it when she put it up.
yes, because the traveling
She
Southern
can sell
Belle.
it. She about to sell it.
Yes, I definitely am thinking about what I am gonna do with selling some jewelry, because this, you know what, this will be awesome. The Traveling Southern Belle isn't just about a journey outside, but it's also about a journey inward, okay, within myself. If you guys get inspired to journey within yourself, do so.
Please do.
Okay?
It's very important to know yourself.
Very important. Self-care, self-love, self-exploration. I'm just gonna seal.
Mentally, guys. Mentally self.
Okay, you just can't go out into this world spreading all types of energy without checking yourself first. Get it together. I ain't editing none of this part out. And even when we're in this time of quarantine, it's very important to journal, okay? Reflect, relax. See, this is the stuff that we get into when we just. Oh my God, Paisley, how you doing back there?
This is Paisley, guys. This is my child. This is Paisley.
And she has grown since the last time I seen her.
Paisley's grown a lot. I'm actually taking care of this kid.
Yeah, just don't overwater her.
I'm taking care of this kid. Cause ain't nobody shooting up the club, so this the club that we gonna grow. Me, Paisley, guys. I'm done. Go ahead.
I lost my train of thought, but
You said going inward and exploring yourself.
yes, going inward and exploring yourself. What it is that you actually need to work on to be a better you, to get to the most or the very best version of you.
Your higher self.
Exactly, your higher self. And it doesn't have to conflict with any type of religion or spirituality, but it's always best to reflect and work on a better you.
I think it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I could be wrong, but you get to that part where it's like you get to self-actualization, but you have to build to get there.
Who is Maslow? I never heard of that.
Child.
I ain't got there yet.
I think it's Maslow. Is it? Yeah, Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Okay, because all I know is Ma'at and Buddha and...
So you got just different shit, and it's 5. But the higher, but you have to have the basic needs.
Mm-hmm.
And as you understand like your physiological, your safety, love, belonging, and your self-esteem, and you get all of that, you get to the point to where your self-actualization.
Ooh, self-esteem, honey calcite. Confidence, honey calcite.
You need that.
Okay.
You need it.
Bingo. But you always want to start off with cleansing, okay? You always got to make sure that when you are self-reflecting that you are in a very clean space, a sacred space, a safe space. Sometimes it helps with affirmations. Definitely, affirmations. Meditation, music.
If y'all haven't read one of my favorite books that I've read this year, and I should podcast about it because the church folks came from my neck, but fuck them folks.
Okay, because that's all they know.
I mean, let's not get it twisted. I'm an Aqua Church girl for a reason. I go to church. I love church. I will shout and speak in tongues with the best of them. But I'm human. And I understand that there are different avenues to get different ways. I ain't with no evil shit. I'm not with no toxic voodoo. Like, I don't do that. But I do understand the basic needs of human interaction. So a book that I read this year, which is really good, it's called Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And it just talks about manifesting your life. And everything that you need is already here. Everything that you need, it's already here. But you just have to put yourself in a position to get it.
Right.
And I think a lot of people want to try to make things come and happen. But 9 times out of 10, the shit is already here. You just have to put yourself in a position to receive it. Nothing is not here.
Mm-hmm.
If you want money, money is already on this earth. Do what you have to do to get fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
You want love. Your soulmate is already in existence unless you're a pedophile and you waiting for some shit to be born, and then that's when your ass go to jail.
Girl.
But, I'm sorry.
I mean.
But your soulmate is already here. If
Right.
you 30 like me and your nigga's like 30, 35, he's already here. He or she is already here.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to do what you need to do to get to that point so you can meet the person that's here.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go to a restaurant, you desire that restaurant is already built.
Right.
If you can't afford it, you have to do what you need to do to
get
pay
there.
for your food.
Right.
Everything that you need is already here. You just have to manifest and put yourself in a position to get it.
Right.
So.
Oh, putting yourself in a position is also, in other terms, you got to be open to receive whatever you ask for.
So that's the end of the chapter. So it's ask and it is given. So the book goes in the order of you asking,
mm-hmm.
you doing the work,
mm-hmm.
but it also says the hardest thing for human beings to do when it is given to you is to receive it.
Gotcha.
So a lot of the times we don't get what we want. It's not the fact that it's not in our faces and that it's available to us. It's the fact that we don't know how to receive it.
True. Just like people don't know how to receive criticism.
Yeah.
People don't know how to receive blessings. Ooh, did you feel hit? Because that was not for you. That was not for you. That was not for you for real, sis.
But I felt it.
Well, then I can't help
hit
you.
dog will holler.
I can't help you on that one if you felt it.
Some people don't know how to take blessings.
I get it.
And what I've learned is that it's disrespectful. Like, if somebody gives something to you and you question it, I realize that that's really disrespectful to question it and not just say thank you and keep it moving, because now you could be blocking what that person is trying to manifest in their life. So somebody receiving or blessing me and I'm like, no, I don't want it. I'm sort of kind of blocking their currency of what they're trying to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
In order to receive, you have to give.
Right.
Because it's like a cycle. In order to keep the cycle going, you have to release.
Yeah, live in abundance.
Live in abundance. In order to receive abundance, you have to give abundance.
Very true. Very true.
So yeah.
I think one of my favorite books was The Four Agreements. And that's... You got it, right? No, you got the alphabet. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So while she looks for the 4 agreements, that book really hit home. One of my homegirls suggested that I read that book only because she was going through something. I was still trying to find my way. There you go. The 4 agreements. And like in this journey, in the journey that I've been along for so many years. When did I start? Like 2016, 2017. I think I actually started my like journey 2017 after I lost my dad, and I got out of a really toxic relationship. There were still things that I was holding on to. There were things where I was already in a certain point in my journey, and somebody close to me was just starting a journey of self-healing and stuff like that. And that book really stuck out to me, and to a point where it's like one of the agreements is don't take anything personal or whatever. Then that's the second.
Third agreement.
Third agreement or whatever. Don't take anything personal. Okay, somebody can lash out of anger, or they can just be upset or whatever, and that is one of the agreements that I'm really working on, because you never know what people are going through or whatever, and the way that they respond to you or react to you or interact with you, you can't take it, if it's negative, you can't take that as like, is it me, or what did I do to deserve this? It could be something that they're going through. You never know what other people are going through, and you cannot take that personal. You cannot take on their issues or anything like that. And the person that I am, like, I'm so willing to want to fix somebody else's issues and take on their burden, so and take on their burden so they're not hurting. But I cannot take anything that they're going through or how they treat me personal, because you don't know what somebody's frame of mind.
Because how they treat you is pretty much what they're going through internally.
Yeah.
So if I don't know peace, I can't give you peace.
Right.
If I don't know stability, I can't give you stability. So I can only give you what's available to me in that moment. So you can't take anything personal. A nigga can cuss me out right now, and I'll just be like,
all right, bro.
All right, cool. Because now how I'm looking at you as having an internal battle. So with you trying to lash out at me, that's you trying to work out whatever you got to work out internally within yourself. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with me. So I don't take anything personal. So that's one of my favorite agreements in this book.
I also like be impeccable with your word, because what you speak,
I gotta work on.
What you speak manifests.
That's all I gotta work on.
Okay, what you say, you start to believe. Okay, and in order to feed your mind, you gotta actually say things that you are wanting to happen. You gotta speak positivity over your life, over your being. Even if things aren't going your way, you always gotta look at the brighter side of things, because what doesn't go your way could be protection for something that is not meant for you.
True. What I feel like what you should blog next is I did this experiment, y'all.
Ooh, the water?
Yep.
I did it on one of my shifts at work one time.
I did it with the water or the rice? No, I did rice.
Water with the drinking intentionally or something like that.
That's quantum jumping.
Yes, that I did that.
I've quantum jumped before, which is so quantum jumping is very, very, very real. What she's talking about is quantum jumping. I quantum jumped for the first time in January. And I learned about quantum jumping because I go to this place here for $2 mimosas. As you know, Saturdays are for mimosas. And the bartender, he's in school, but he goes to school for like physics or something. He's getting his degree. And we were just talking about metaphysics and quantum. He was like, have you ever quantum jumped? I was like, what the hell is that?
Oh, it's Solomon.
Solomon. Mm-hmm. I'll take some today. Hey, boo. But, because I miss him. This is my Saturday is not spent in home. My Saturday is spent at my place getting mimosas. But quantum jumping is really, so it's like this. Energy holds water. No.
Water holds energy.
Mimosa talking. Water holds energy. So you have a cup of water or a mason jar in the traveling Southern Belle's instance. But I did use my mason jars.
I love mason jars, y'all.
She wanted her mimosa in a mason jar, and luckily I got like 15 mason jars in there. But so you put water in a glass. What? Blue? But no. So you have a cup or a glass or whatever you have, preferably a glass of water. And you hold the water, you put your intentions in it, of the things that you don't want. So the things that you're trying to release, you put it in your first glass. So if I'm financially strapped or whatever, you put that energy of your heavy energy into the first glass. You pour it, your second glass is empty, you pour it into your second glass, you hold it, you put the intentions of the things that you do want in your second glass. And then in your second glass, you drink it. But as you're drinking it, you're solidifying the intentions that you put in your second glass, which is considered. So mentally, that's metaphysics, physics, quantum jumping. I tried it because I'm like, oh, that's bullshit. How do you put shit in water and shit manifest? I quantum jumped in January. I literally quantum jumped, what was it, like $500 in 24 hours. And somebody tipped me $100 at work at that time, and then somebody cashed at me $5 the day after, right before 24 hours. So instead of manifesting 500, I manifested 6. Yeah. Which was, so for me, I was like, yeah, quantum jumping, I'll try it. And it actually worked. But what I was getting to, the point that I was making when it comes to actually, when she was talking about speaking, the rice experiment, I feel like you should blog that. So you have 2 or 3 mason jars. I did 2.
Okay.
You boil a pot of rice, and you put the same amount of rice in both mason jars. You seal the mason jar. I like that better.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that better.
All right, cool.
You seal the mason jar.
I'm struggling.
The first one we wasn't too fond of.
Yeah.
I like that one. I wasn't feeling the first one. But you put the same rice that you boiled in the same pot in 2 jars. You label it positive, negative, and then optional. You can have a jar with rice that you completely ignore. You speak positivity into one jar and negative in the other jar every day. And if you choose to have an ignore jar, you can have an ignore jar.
I don't want to make this a ring.
That's a big ring.
Erica Badu be wearing big ass rings.
I love her. You can wear what you want. I ain't got no problem.
I think I like this as a ring. I mean, it would be dope as a necklace, but what if I got another ring?
And made a ring. Was it 8 o'clock? If you want to go get another one.
It's 7:21.
That goes at 8. It's 5 minutes away from my house. Anyway, guys, let's run this back. So, you boil a pot of rice. You put the rice in a mason jar. You seal the mason jars. Label it positive, negative. If you so choose, you can have a ignore jar. You speak positivity into one jar every day. You speak negative into the other jar just as much every day. Over a course of time, starting about 7 days or longer, you will see that the rice that you speak positivity to does not change. It looks like you cooked it 30 minutes ago. You look at the negative jar, you'll start to see the negative jar deteriorate. The ignore jar will start to deteriorate, but it'll deteriorate slowly. So it'll show you that your words, like you said, be impeccable with your word as the 4 agreement. It shows that your word carries frequency. So me speaking is literally giving a physical frequency to you all to hear. So you have to be careful, because when you speak negative, if I speak negative on her, I'm physically putting something negative on her. So I feel like you should definitely blog that.
Girl, them hexes. But the same thing, I've seen that before. I've seen that experiment before. But the same thing goes with like plants. How you should speak to your plants.
I talked to Paisley.
Good.
Paisley's my baby. I neglected her in this quarantine though.
But she ain't neglect you.
She still, I water her, she fed.
Right, but she did not neglect you.
No, here.
The same thing goes with like plants. In order to grow healthy plants, you gotta have some type of interaction with them. That's me thinking that. Gardeners, they are hands on. They're cleaning the weeds out. They're removing debris out the way for healthy life to continue. The same thing goes with your indoor house plants. Every morning, or when I'm not around, like my house plants now are with my mom, like because I stay at my mom's house or whatever. But when I asked, I was like, "Hey, mom, did you talk to the plants or whatever? Did you, you know what I'm saying? Did you make sure they get light?" Because if she says no, which I know my mom does not neglect house plants, okay? It is passed down from generation to generation that we have a green thumb. All right. My great grandmother, she had a garden. She grew vegetables and she grew flowers.
My grandma did too.
Yeah, and I haven't really divulged. My mom hasn't divulged, and I have not divulged in vegetable growing. But we are good at making sure that house plants are taken care of.
We're gonna need to divulge in vegetable growing real fast.
And you can catch on easily, or whatever. As long as you take care and know what seasons to plant and harvest or whatever, you should be good.
Yeah. And
you have the proper soil and nutrients and know how to adjust with the weather changes.
Soil and nutrients, that's a word.
Yeah. Metaphysical.
You gotta be in good soil to grow, y'all. You can't grow in toxic environments.
There you go. Hello. Hey, come on. But
come on, Prophet.
You know, I make sure that I speak, or my mom makes sure that she speaks life into our plants, because she has plants as well. And what I did was, if you bring your plants into a new environment, put them next to some other thriving plants so that they can communicate with each other.
So
you ready for this word? Catch this word.
So when I did my experiment, guys, that's a word. So when I did my experiment, it was years ago. I put the positive jar and the negative jar right next to each other. So I was speaking positive to the positive jar, and the negative to the negative jar. They were literally like this close to each other. The positive jar started deteriorating like the negative jar. It wasn't until I separated them that the positive jar started coming back and the negative jar started deteriorating. Which, for me, I'm like, the energy from the negative jar started transferring over to the positive, and it wasn't until I separated them that the positive jar, it came back, and then the negative jar went, but I'm like, they were too close to each other. All that stuff that y'all got close to y'all,
cut it off. Cut it out.
Cut it.
These are pliers, y'all, but cut it out. You get the hint. Cut it.
But yeah, that was the word.
Because energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just transfers. So when you are around a certain environment, that environment can either give you life or it can drain you.
I feel like I got a book for them that I can. Give me a minute. I'll be back, y'all.
That was one of my favorite books, and we shared a book that we both love, and that's The Alchemist. Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Now, if you have not put your hands on this book, okay, it is not just about, okay, you know how alchemy is about metals and being able to make the best solution or whatever. This is about life. All right, being able to take what you got and appreciate what you have and who you are and making the best out of it. That's what I got from this book. What did you get at? Sorry, I know you busy.
I got that you just have to go through life without trying to control everything.
Yeah.
The end is going to be the end regardless of what it is. If you haven't read The Alchemist, it's a little boy who went on a journey, and everything on his journey had meaning. So you have to be in the present moment at any moment.
Come on, this journey, the chocolates on the Belle. Inward, outward, yeah. Inward.
So it's a journey. So it's all about perspective with The Alchemist. I said I read The Alchemist in a day, but it's appreciating every moment in your journey. And when you get to the end, you realize that the things that you materially have don't mean anything. The journey and the end all be all was what you gathered while you were on that journey, and you used everything. So in the end, everything is what it is. So energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So that's what I got from The Alchemist. I made my sister read it when she was in middle school. She had to do a book report on it. I will most likely have her read it again before she graduates high school and goes into college. It's one of those books that you should read once a year because you'll get something different from it. Your journey is your journey. You can't control it. Whoever comes into your life comes into your life. Whoever doesn't, doesn't. What comes into your life comes into your life. That's what I got. I'll be back. I think I have a book for y'all though.
Yes. Okay. So while she goes to look for that book, I know y'all heard me speak about Sacred Woman or whatever. And if you are on that path of trying to find yourself where you belong, or to...
I'm such a book nerd.
Thank you. Okay, because I didn't have mine in my book bag. Thank you, girl. She has this book too. If there is something that you are looking for as a woman within yourself, this would be the book to kind of like help you through that. Okay. You can use this book as a workbook. You can use this book as like a guide. You can use this book as something to just like a foundation to build on. And it suggests, you know what I'm saying, you can read this book by yourself, but if you have some friends that are interested, okay, that are interested or have this book too, y'all get together and go through this book. There are certain aspects where you know, you are able to have a sister circle or a sacred circle or a womb circle or whatever, and hold each other accountable and actually have dialogue, healthy dialogue about your steps in this journey. Like, you don't have to divulge in everything with your friends. So some things are very sacred to you, okay? There are some things you are not ready to openly discuss yet. I'm an open book. She's an open book, just about, or whatever.
But even being an open book, there's some things that you keep to yourself.
Right. And it really helps with, like, if you have, like, fertility issues and you're trying to conceive, there are certain rituals and practices that you would do, and she outlines how to do that. If you are looking to heal yourself, because one thing about it, if you are not healed, you will not attract the relationship that you're looking for. Ooh. You will not attract the crowd that you are needing to help, you know, in that aspect. If you're not willing to receive that healing, are you feeling some type of way, sis? Okay, girl. But we just have to continue to work on ourselves as women. Sorry guys, this book is it's called Sacred Woman. Okay, it's a guide to heal. Yes, it's a guide to healing the feminine body, mind, and spirit, and it's by Queen of Four or whatever. That's one book that we are on this journey together, and we lean on each other for support with that one.
What other book you need, sis? We got the library in this
girl. Right.
We got the library in this bitch. What you need?
But that's what our staples are for right now. Like, she has some books that she enjoy. I have books that I enjoy. Most of my books are on like chakra healing, and because there is one day that I'm gonna come. There's like, I've been looking to become certified as a Reiki master. That's later on down the road, but yeah.
I've never been to a Reiki person.
I have. I've been to two.
I've been to a sound bath. I've never been to a Reiki person.
So that's one way of energy healing. So you have aromatherapy, you have sound therapy, you have Reiki, you have acupuncture. Huh?
I've done plant medicine.
Herbalist or apothecary. What was the other one? I said acupuncture.
You said acupuncture.
Reflexology.
Baba is a reflexologist.
Yeah, so, but Reiki is one of those things that I'm a big energy person. Like, I can, y'all say I'm antisocial, but if I'm not feeling the vibe, I'm out.
I'm anti.
Like, I'm introvert, extrovert, because like I'm a Sagittarius and I love adventure. I love, you know, entertaining. But if the energy is, somebody in that room is not, their vibe isn't right, I can't be myself.
I can be myself. I just remove myself. I'll be like, oh, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah. I can be myself, but there's certain things that I just cannot let my guard down. If I can't let my guard down, I'm not fully myself.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that's one thing. Like
I can't be vulnerable.
Yeah, I got the same.
Not feeling it.
I got the same set of friends that I've had for over 10 years, and I
don't know.
By the way, me and Kiva met in college.
We did.
Albany State, 2014.
And my whole see, for me, I have a hard time fostering relationships.
Ooh. I'm getting old, girl. That hip thigh. That hip and thigh, girl.
I'm not even Portia life alert.
I'm falling and I can't get up.
Somebody get one, because when she fall, and that hip, it's a wrap.
Last time I feel it was my ankle bit.
Life alert. Listen, they not paying us, but please, can we order one from Amazon? I think, you know what? I think with all this stuff, I think Life Alert is out.
Okay.
But yeah, I have a hard time fostering relationships. So when I first met her, I was like,
okay, let's be 100. Kiva said she thought I wasn't genuine. Okay. That's the first time I was offended because that's the first time I've ever heard somebody say they felt that I was not genuine. But Kiva does not know. She did not know me.
I don't know folks. So I just be like,
okay, let me tell you something. I had heard so much about this crazy lady.
Rightfully so, damn hell. And I don't know, you probably heard more than I know, hell.
No, but I'm saying, like, you know, people, let me tell you something. First impressions are always going to be a lasting impression, all right? Regardless of anybody, and you're a Libra, I'm surprised at you. I'm appalled. You're a Libra, and
set up. No bra.
You actually let. Anyways, I don't know. Anyways, I had heard that this lady was crazy. Okay.
Did you?
I did. Okay. Somebody was like,
that bitch crazy as fuck.
no, for real. She ain't wrapped too tight. And I said, well, I ain't either. So it is what it is. It is what it is, but I'm not going to judge somebody based off of what somebody else tells me about that person. All right? I had just went back to college or whatever.
3 screws loose. It ain't much.
Yeah, I ain't got all my marbles. Okay? So when I shake my head, I hear some rumbling going on. But the person that I had just got back to college, so I really wasn't interested in trying to make friends because I'm there for a purpose or whatever. And we just so happened to end up hanging out or whatever. One of the RAs was like, "Oh, girl, you want to go such and such?" And then she was like, "Oh, this person coming, that person coming." I'm like, "Shit, I don't care. Okay, cool. Like, I ain't got nothing else to do. I ain't got no other friends, or all the friends that I did have, they had already graduated because, you know, I'm a little older and I'm returning back to school, and everybody else a little bit younger than me in my classes or whatever. But she just so happened to be in the same age range, so it was like, okay, cool. It's nothing. But we went and hung out and whatever. And the person that I am, I'm very outgoing. However, I'm reserved when I'm around new people because I'm still trying to read the energy or whatever. I didn't have an issue out of her, but apparently this hoe told me that she got the vibe that she felt I wasn't genuine. Okay, I'm not sure, and I'm still trying to figure that out. What gave her that?
I just don't know how to foster relationships. I love people, but I have a boundary where it's like I do. Like,
That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just saying.
I have a boundary where if I feel like somebody is crossing the vulnerable road, that's that at moment. You know?
No, I am not 4 years old. Don't at me.
So for me, I'm like, I don't know. So what I've recently learned was that my discernment is really like triggers of my trauma. So teaching moment for those who are like me. deal with your traumas before you judge people. Because how you judge people it could be rooted in the traumas that you've your unresolved traumas that you haven't fully worked through. So for me, at that moment, I hadn't worked through my unresolved traumas. So I'm like, and it was there for a while, you know. And here we are. I can't get rid of her. She can't get rid of me.
Girl, she. But no, believe it or not, though, when you met me, like, you didn't know what the fuck I was going through.
But guys, honestly, if you heard that I was crazy, it's true. It's not a lie.
Yeah, she not wrapped too tight, y'all.
I got about 3 screws loose. It ain't 5. I feel like if you got 5 or more, you're psycho. I'm at like 3.5.
No, we discussed a long time ago you was batshit crazy. You toned it down a little bit.
I have.
You have.
I really have.
So now you just crazy.
I ain't batshit no more.
Because bats carry coronavirus. Okay, sorry. Maybe I should have said it, but they do.
Sorry, y'all.
I was watching the 60 Minutes.
I found her. I don't know whatever.
I was watching
How long is
60
this
Minutes
video?
Listen, it ain't
Jesus.
listen.
Right. I got church in the morning.
Bedside service.
Right. I made it to 9:30 for the first time in my life.
Everything counts
last week. I rolled up. I said, Jesus, I made it to 9:30 service in my head wrap in my drawers.
Mm-hmm.
God is good. Y'all are funny.
But no, for real, I watched the 60 Minute on ABC News or whatever channel they come on, but it was on YouTube. They had nothing already posted on YouTube. But they was talking about them wet markets and the origination of coronavirus.
Like the bat soup and shit?
Bats were carrying mammal. They said some type of mammal, but they kept hinting to the bats in the wet markets.
Because technically we ain't social distancing right now.
Yeah, but we also sanitized.
Yeah, we did.
Okay?
And I wash my ass with Dial. Antibacterial. Everything. I got rid of my normal soap.
What you don't know, Sage, okay?
I got rid of my normal soap, though. Antibacterial, everything, hoe.
Okay.
Vagina and hands.
For real? Sage, okay, kills bacteria. I have Lysol wipes, and I have hand sanitizer, and I wash my hands and stuff like that. When I was over here, when I came through the door, and she saged me down, okay, so my energy is cleared and cleansed. You know, what kind of incense did you burn? Because we needed the positive energy to get back in. Okay, cool. But yeah, how y'all keep getting my personal email address, asking me to use y'all music on my videos?
You can at the end. Just charge them hoes.
Right, but I'm saying
Promo, bitch.
Who?
Because I ain't got no job right now.
They're not even emailing the email address that's associated with.
Is your email on your Instagram?
No, the email that's associated with my my YouTube channel is not the email
that friend is called restraining orders.
Like, how are y'all getting that email address? That is my personal
restraining order.
That is my personal email address that y'all are sending me messages about my videos and how y'all like my content and the music that I'm using, and y'all want me to use y'all music. Okay, I don't mind or whatever. One, if it's promo, y'all got to send me some followers. Okay, like, comment, subscribe. Period, poo. Period, poo. So that leads me to my next thing. I do need to go ahead and get an email account for the Traveling Southern Belle. Like, I have a website, I have an Instagram, I have a Facebook. But how the hell are y'all getting my personal email? Okay, y'all not even sending me messages through YouTube or Instagram. Y'all are directly emailing me and sending me y'all damn links to y'all Spotify, y'all Apple Music, all of that. Like, have y'all even subscribed for y'all to be sending me shit? Y'all ain't even subscribed to my channel and asking me to send shit to y'all. Let me cleanse this.
Get all y'all shit out.
Okay, let me.
Y'all gotta subscribe to her.
Subscribe. And subscribe to her podcast, The Awkward Church Girl.
You should have nothing less than 100 right now.
I got like 77. Okay, when I got back into Atlanta, I've been working because that went up from 56 to 77 in 2 weeks.
I need when. I know I finessed my travelers and my insurance this month.
First of all, this your road from your last apartment. I remember this road.
But listen, y'all, if y'all want her to play your music, put your YouTube name so we can see if your ass subscribing or not.
Right.
While she trying to burn the house down.
No, they did. The last person who emailed me, little girl.
Little girl.
Little girl.
You know how your mom be like, little girl.
No, for real. Oh, I was gonna say, bitch, put my phone in. But my phone is recording.
Ain't no more for you. You can't drink no more.
Count on him.
Hell no him. What the fuck language is that? I was about to turn the damn light on.
I think you need that playlist, girl.
Nigga said hell no him.
Count on him.
What am I handling here? You got your spend the night bag.
Yeah.
You got your.
I want to make a ring.
You got your spend the night bag.
Okay, hashtag toxic.
Hash motherfucking tag toxic. Y'all. The damn corona. That Rona got niggas gotten toxic dick.
You raggedy bitch.
You raggedy bitch.
I'm gonna bleep that out. I'm gonna put an eggplant
Right over where you said.
That's cute. Nigga, you about to be selling them.
Oh, Liz! Go ahead and exit this video right here. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Traveling Southern Belle and the Aqua Church Girl. Y'all stay safe, sanitized, and relax. And make sure y'all reflect, okay, during this time of quarantine and social distancing.